All right, today we're going to tackle some of the absolute biggest questions you can possibly imagine. But we're not going to use a telescope or a particle accelerator. Our main tool is actually a philosophical framework from Hindu thought that is, believe it or not, surprisingly logical, almost mathematical even. So let's just dive right in. I mean, this is it, right? The ultimate question. It's the one that has kept philosophers, scientists, and let's be honest, probably every single one of us up at night at some point. Who or what is behind all of this?
And really, that question is just the beginning. It's like pulling on a single thread. The moment you do, you start to unravel this whole series of, well, what I like to call headache-inducing questions. Think about it. If you say, God created the universe, the very next question is, okay, so who created God? It just kicks off a chain reaction. When did time start? And what was happening a second before the Big Bang? And if the universe is expanding, what exactly is it expanding into? You see, these are the kinds of paradoxes that even modern physics really struggles to give a satisfying answer to.
But what if there's a totally different way to look at this? The Hindu thinker Shankaracharya, who was building on thousands of years of thought, came up with a really radical answer. An answer that basically sidesteps the whole riddle.
Say, here's the proposal. What if the universe, when you get down to its most fundamental level, is a nullity? What if, in the grand scheme of things, it all adds up to zero? It sounds so simple, but this one profound idea has the power to elegantly solve every single one of those riddles we just talked about.
And this is where the genius of the concept really shines. Because if the universe is fundamentally nothing, well, then the question of who created it just becomes meaningless. You don't need to create nothing. And suddenly, just like that, all those other impossible questions about beginnings, endings, boundaries, they just dissolve. A nullity has no edges and no timeline. Poof, the headache is gone.
Okay, I know exactly what you're thinking. This is the logical next step. Hold on a minute. Look around you. This world feels pretty real, doesn't it? It's solid, it's concrete, it can be loud and explosive and unbelievably beautiful. It doesn't exactly feel like nothingness. So what is going on here?
Well, this apparent contradiction, this paradox between a universe of nothing and our very real experience of everything, is explained by one of the most famous concepts in all of Hindu thought, Maya.
Now, Maya is often translated as illusion, but it's a bit more complex than that. It's not saying the world isn't real. It's that the world of incredible variety and substance that we experience, all of its countless forms and interactions, is simply the expression of that underlying nullity. So the question becomes, how can something possibly exist inside of nothing? To really wrap our heads around this, we actually need to think about the number zero for a second. Because zero isn't just an empty space. It's actually holding a pretty profound secret.
You see, zero isn't just an absence of value. It's a state of perfect balance. It's like a scale held in perfect equilibrium. It's the exact point where a positive force and an equal opposing negative force cancel each other out.
Seriously, think about it with numbers. You can take something very real, like a +2, and another very real thing, a -2, and when you put them together, you get zero, a nullity. But here's the crucial part. That nullity is composed of real things. It's not empty at all. And that is the key to this whole cosmic picture. Maya is everything we see, feel, and experience. The entire, beautiful, chaotic, explosive collection of positive and negative forces. It's matter and antimatter, creation and destruction. It is the infinite set of pluses and minuses that, when you sum them all up, equal the perfect, balanced zero of the universe. So this brings us, finally, to the unifying principle that represents this incredible cosmic balance. This is where we find Shiva. Okay, so let's just put all the pieces together one by one. Premise 1, the universe and its total sum is a nullity. Premise 2, this nullity is an empty space. It's an active, perfect balance of all the things that exists inside of it. And therefore, Shiva is not some person sitting on a cloud. Shiva is the universe. Shiva is the principle of nullity itself, that cosmic zero that contains and, in fact, requires the infinite variety of Maya to maintain its perfect balance. Shiva is in everything because Shiva is the sum of everything. So, what on earth does all this grand cosmic math mean for us, just living our day-to-day lives? Well, this is where the philosophy gets deeply personal. The source material points out something I think we all kind of know instinctively. Negativity, destruction, that's often the easier path. It takes less energy to break something than to build it. So to maintain that universal balance, that cosmic zero, the universe itself has to favor and reinforce positive, constructive action, precisely because it's harder to do and it's needed to balance out the easy path of negativity. And this reinforcement of the positive is what's known as Shiva in its activated form. It's all captured in this famous phrase, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, which basically means truth and beauty is God. Actively seeking out truth and beauty is how we, as individuals, participate in keeping that cosmic balance. And here's the most important takeaway. This isn't about some abstract ritual in a temple. Worshipping Shiva in this context is as simple as taking a moment to see the beauty in a tree. It's taking the time to lovingly care for your car so it runs perfectly. It's any act, big or small, that seeks truth, that creates beauty, or that fosters positive energy. That is the practice. And because this principle is seen as fundamental to the universe itself, the core of this philosophy has absolutely nothing to do with our artificial human divisions. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a universal path. It's available to everyone, everywhere, and it's meant to unify all of existence into a whole. Now, the source material is very clear on this next point. Because this core philosophy was so powerful and profound, it was, unfortunately, eventually exploited by people with vested interests. This beautiful idea of universal balance was twisted into rigid social structures, like the caste system, which were designed for control. It's really crucial, though, to separate that original profound concept from the ways it was later misused.
So all of this leaves us with one final thought. If the universe is a perfect balance, and our job is to contribute to the side of positive constructiveness, it all comes down to a simple, daily practice. It's not about finding a god in a temple somewhere, it's about finding the divine in the everyday. So the question I'll leave you with is this: where are you going to find your truth and beauty today?